Welcome to our exploration of the history of abnormal psychology. This field, which examines unusual patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior, has a fascinating and sometimes troubling past. Today we'll journey through centuries, tracing how societies have understood and treated mental disorders. From ancient beliefs in supernatural causes to the rise of scientific explanations, abnormal psychology's story is one of evolving ideas and shifting attitude. Let's begin by looking at how early civilizations viewed abnormal behavior, setting the stage for the developments that would follow. In ancient times, abnormal behavior was often attributed to supernatural forces. Many cultures believed that mental disturbances were caused by possession by evil spirits or displeasure of the gods. Treatments ranged from rituals and prayers to more extreme measures like exorcisms or trephination, where holes were drilled into the skull to release spirits. These early explanations reflect a time when science had not yet provided answers, and fear and superstition shaped responses to mental illness. Ancient Greeks and Romans began to shift the understanding of abnormal psychology toward natural causes. Philosophers like Hippocrates argued that mental disorders were the result of imbalances in bodily fluids or humors. This was a significant move away from supernatural explanations. Treatments included diet, exercise, and sometimes bloodletting. Although still primitive by today's standards, these ideas laid the groundwork for later medical models of mental illness. During the Middle Ages in Europe, supernatural explanations for abnormal behavior made a comeback. Mental illness was often seen as a sign of demonic possession or witchcraft. The response was harsh. People with mental disorders were sometimes subjected to exorcisms, imprisonment, or even execution. This period was marked by fear and misunderstanding, and those suffering from mental illness were often isolated from society. By the late Middle Ages and into the Renaissance, specialized institutions called asylums began to appear. These were intended to house people with mental disorders, but conditions were often poor and treatments inhumane. Patients might be chained, beaten, or displayed to the public. While asylums represented a shift toward institutional care, they also reflected society's ongoing fear and misunderstanding of mental illness. In the 18th and 19th centuries, reformers began to challenge the cruel treatment of people with mental disorders. Figures like Philippe Pinel in France and Dorothea Dix in the United States advocated for more humane conditions and the moral treatment of patients. This movement emphasized kindness, respect, and structured routines, marking a significant step forward in the care of those with mental illness. As the 19th century progressed, scientific advances led to new ways of understanding abnormal psychology. The medical model gained popularity, viewing mental disorders as illnesses with biological causes. This shift encouraged research into the brain and nervous system and paved the way for modern psychiatry. Hospitals and clinics began to replace asylums, and treatments became more evidence-based. The late 19th and early 20th centuries, Sigmund Freud revolutionized abnormal psychology with his theory of psychoanalysis. Freud believed that unconscious conflicts in childhood experiences shaped abnormal behavior. His methods, including talk therapy and dream analysis, introduced new ways to treat mental disorders. While some of Freud's ideas are controversial today, his influence on the field is undeniable. Early 20th century saw the rise of behaviorism, a school of thought that focused on observable behaviors rather than inner thoughts or feelings. Pioneers like John Watson and B.F. Skinner argued that abnormal behavior could be learned and unlearned through conditioning. This approach led to new therapies, such as behavior modification, which remain influential in treating certain disorders today. The mid-20th century, humanistic psychologists like Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow offered a new perspective. They emphasized personal growth, self-actualization, and the inherent worth of every individual. Humanistic therapy focused on empathy, acceptance, and helping people achieve their potential. This approach added a more positive, holistic dimension to the understanding and treatment of abnormal behavior. Cognitive revolution of the 1960s and 1970s brought a renewed focus on mental processes. Psychologists began to study how thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions influence abnormal behavior. Cognitive therapies, such as those developed by Aaron Beck, aimed to change distorted thinking patterns. This shift helped integrate both behavioral and cognitive approaches, leading to more effective treatments for many mental disorders. Advances in neuroscience and genetics have deepened our understanding of the biological roots of abnormal psychology. Researchers have identified links between brain chemistry, genetics, and mental disorders. New medications and brain imaging technologies have transformed diagnosis and treatment, offering hope for more precise and effective interventions. Major milestone in abnormal psychology was the development of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM. First published in 1952, the DSM provides standardized criteria for diagnosing mental disorders. Over the years, it has been revised to reflect new research and changing attitudes. The DSM remains a key tool for clinicians and researchers worldwide. Abnormal psychology is shaped by cultural beliefs and values. What is considered abnormal in one society may be seen as normal in another. Cultural factors influence how symptoms are expressed, understood, and treated. Today, psychologists recognize the importance of cultural competence and strive to provide care that respects diverse backgrounds and experiences. Throughout history, people with mental disorders have faced stigma and discrimination. Misunderstandings and negative stereotypes have led to social exclusion and barriers to treatment. Efforts to reduce stigma are ongoing, with public education campaigns and advocacy helping to change perceptions and promote acceptance. In the mid-20th century, the deinstitutionalization movement sought to move people with mental disorders out of large institutions and into community-based care. While this shift improved conditions for many, it also created new challenges, such as inadequate support and homelessness. The movement highlighted the need for comprehensive mental health services in the community. Discovery of psychiatric medications in the 20th century revolutionized the treatment of mental disorders. Drugs like antipsychotics, antidepressants, and mood stabilizers offered new hope for symptom management. While medications are not a cure, they have become a cornerstone of modern mental health care, often used alongside therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, emerged as a powerful treatment for many mental disorders. CBT combines cognitive and behavioral techniques to help people change unhelpful thoughts and behaviors. It is evidence-based and effective for conditions like depression, anxiety, and more. CBT's structured, goal-oriented approach has made it a widely used therapy worldwide. Family therapy and systems approaches recognize that mental health is influenced by relationships and social environments. These therapies involve working with families or groups to address patterns that contribute to abnormal behavior. By focusing on communication and support, these approaches help create healthier dynamics and improve outcomes. Positive psychology, a relatively new field, emphasizes strengths, resilience, and well-being rather than just pathology. This approach encourages individuals to build on their positive qualities and find meaning in life. By shifting the focus from illness to wellness, positive psychology offers a more balanced view of mental health. Understanding of trauma and its effects has grown significantly. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is now recognized as a serious mental health condition resulting from exposure to traumatic events. Research has led to new therapies and greater awareness of the impact of trauma on mental health, shaping modern approaches to treatment. Abnormal psychology has increasingly recognized the importance of early intervention. Understanding mental disorders in children and adolescents has led to specialized treatments and prevention strategies. Early support can make a significant difference, helping young people build resilience and healthy coping skills. Research has highlighted how gender influences the experience and expression of mental disorders. Women and men may face different risks, symptoms, and barriers to care. Understanding these differences is crucial for providing effective, personalized treatment and addressing inequalities in mental health care. Digital age has transformed mental health care. Teletherapy and online resources make treatment more accessible than ever before. Technology also enables new forms of assessment and support, breaking down barriers for those who might not otherwise seek help. This innovation continues to shape the future of abnormal psychology. Abnormal psychology is now recognized as a global concern. International organizations work to improve mental health care worldwide, addressing disparities and promoting research. Efforts focus on increasing access to treatment, reducing stigma, and supporting mental health in diverse cultural contexts. Legal and ethical considerations play a major role in abnormal psychology. Issues such as patients' rights, confidentiality, and involuntary treatment require careful attention. Laws and ethical guidelines help protect individuals and ensure that care is delivered responsibly and respectfully. Modern abnormal psychology often uses integrative approaches, combining biological, psychological, and social perspectives. This biopsychosocial model recognizes that mental health is influenced by a complex interplay of factors. Integrative care offers a more comprehensive understanding and treatment of mental disorders. Scientific research is the foundation of modern abnormal psychology. Evidence-based practice means using treatments that have been proven effective through rigorous study. Ongoing research continues to improve our understanding of mental disorders and guide the development of new therapies. Prevention and early intervention are key goals in abnormal psychology. By identifying risk factors and providing support before problems escalate, it's possible to reduce the impact of mental disorders. Schools, workplaces, and communities all play a role in promoting mental health and preventing illness. Interest in holistic and alternative therapies has grown. Approaches like mindfulness, meditation, and art therapy offer additional tools for managing mental health. While not replacements for traditional treatments, these therapies can complement care and support overall well-being. Abnormal psychology recognizes that mental disorders can affect people at any age. From childhood to old age, different challenges and symptoms may arise. Understanding these changes helps tailor treatment and support to individuals' unique needs throughout their lives. Social support is a powerful factor in mental health. Friends, family, and community can provide encouragement, understanding, and practical help. Strong support networks are linked to better outcomes and recovery from mental disorders, highlighting the importance of connection. Government policies have a major impact on mental health care. Funding, access to services, and legal protections all shape the quality and availability of treatment. Advocacy for better policies continues, aiming to ensure that everyone can receive the care they need. Workplaces play a crucial role in supporting mental health. Employers are increasingly recognizing the importance of mental well-being, offering resources and accommodations. Addressing stress, burnout, and work-life balance can improve both individual health and organizational success. Media coverage shapes public understanding of abnormal psychology. Accurate, sensitive reporting can reduce stigma and encourage help seeking, while sensational or misleading stories can reinforce stereotypes. Efforts to improve media literacy and responsible reporting are ongoing. Advances in genetics, neuroscience, and technology are shaping the future of diagnosing mental disorders. Researchers are working to develop more precise, personalized methods of assessment. The goal is to improve accuracy and tailor treatments to each individual's unique needs. Ethical standards are essential in psychological research. Protecting participants' rights, ensuring informed consent, and minimizing harm are top priorities. Ethical oversight helps maintain trust and integrity in the field, guiding responsible scientific discovery. Advocacy organizations play a vital role in promoting mental health awareness, supporting individuals, and influencing policy. Their work helps reduce stigma, improve services, and ensure that the voices of those affected by mental disorders are heard. Intersectionality recognizes that factors like race, gender, sexuality, and socioeconomic status intersect to shape mental health experiences. Understanding these complexities is essential for providing equitable, effective care and addressing disparities in mental health outcomes. The recovery movement emphasizes hope, empowerment, and the possibility of living a fulfilling life with mental illness. Recovery-oriented care focuses on strengths and personal goals, supporting individuals in their journey toward well-being and self-determination. Peer support, where individuals with lived experience of mental illness help others, has become an important part of mental health care. Sharing experiences fosters understanding, reduces isolation, and empowers people to take charge of their recovery. Despite progress, many people still face barriers to accessing mental health care. Cost, stigma, and lack of services can prevent individuals from getting the help they need. Addressing these challenges is a priority for improving mental health worldwide. The future of abnormal psychology holds promise for new treatments and approaches. Advances in personalized medicine, digital tools, and holistic care are likely to shape how mental disorders are understood and managed. Ongoing research and innovation will continue to drive progress. Hope is a powerful force in recovery from mental illness. Believing that change is possible can motivate individuals to seek help and persist through challenges. Mental health professionals strive to instill hope and support people on their journey toward wellness. The history of abnormal psychology is a story of progress, setbacks, and ongoing discovery. By learning from the past, we can build a more compassionate, effective, and inclusive approach to mental health. As our understanding grows, so does our ability to help those in need, offering hope for a brighter future.